Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe and this is the news on Thursday, the 25th of August 2022. Got loads of news today. We're going to be looking at the latest on Antony, Dubravka, Meunier, Dest, De Jong, everyone that United have been linked with is basically bubbling up again. We've got 1 week left till the end of the window and we finally, we know the updated wish list for Eric Ten Hag. There was a big article by Paul Hurst in the Times last night that basically detailed a lot of Manchester United's current and future targets for the rest of this window. We've got updates from Romano, we've got updates from Ornstein, we've got all sorts. We've got Kevin Trapp himself talking about Manchester United's interest in him. Loads coming up today. Obviously, we're live as well, so get in the comments, get your thoughts in as well on Manchester United's current transfer business. Do you remember a few weeks ago when Ten Hag's motto, he couldn't stop saying it, was, it's not about getting anyone, it's about getting the right one. Well, that's gone out the window, hasn't it? Because now we just need any old goalkeeper. We'll take anything at this point. We'll take any old right back at this point. Did you used to play for a top team in the last 10 years? We'll try and sign you. That is it at the moment. We've got some super chats coming in as well. Get them in. We'll read them all out. Matthew Sargent says, "Morning, Joe. I predict a deadline day signing. We're such a funny club sometimes." We'll also have the latest on Casemiro, Cairo, Redburn. Casemiro to start this weekend, question mark. Question mark. Chill out with the question marks a little bit. But there's an update on that coming up in a little bit as well. So stick around. We'll go through the latest on Casemiro. We've got some quotes from him. Dubravka. Let's start with Newcastle's second choice goalkeeper that Manchester United want to bring in to challenge our first choice goalkeeper that is on 375 grand a week. Now, maybe it's unfair of me to bring David De Gea's wages into that sentence, but the point I'm trying to make is it's odd that we are trying to get this man to be the new guy when he can't even be the guy at Newcastle. From Fabrizio Romano this morning, a few minutes ago, Manchester United official proposal to Newcastle for Martin Dubravka is for a loan move until 2023. Just being told it includes an option to buy clause discussed between the two clubs around £5 million. Newcastle will decide soon, while Trapp decided to stay at Eintracht. On the Trapp deal, Romano also, I say Romano announced, it's a quote from Kevin Trapp, so, Kevin Trapp announced it. I have written a proposal, Kevin Trapp says, I have received a written proposal from Manchester United, a world top club. Yesterday, I informed those responsible at both clubs that I decided to stay at Eintracht Frankfurt. Trapp is not joining Manchester United. The decision has been made. Absolute shocking, that, isn't it? Absolute shame. Unbelievable. Right? Kevin Trapp choosing to stay at the Europa League champions over joining sixth place Manchester United. Are you stupid? Do you know how on and off form we are? We finish second, every 3 years. You could come and join that. Instead, you're staying at Frankfurt with your trophies in your first choice spot. Genuinely embarrassing, mate. So we'll go for Newcastle's number 2 instead. Thank you. Didn't want Trapp anyway. Back to Dubravka. Sorry, Alex. They were all over the place with the graphics this morning. Let's have a look at Dubravka then, because it does look like this is the sort of player. The player we are going to be getting as our backup goalkeeper. He's 33 years old. He's 6'2.5". Fine. Looking at some of his stats, and the reason I look at the stats, because yes, for a goalkeeper, is he good at shot stopping? That's the main thing, isn't it? Or at least it was the main thing 15 years ago. Now, you have to do more than that, especially if you're coming in to challenge David De Gea. His biggest weakness is claiming the ball, his passing out from the back, and his ability to sort of control his box and come out from his box and win the ball back, playing that sort of sweeper, ball-playing goalkeeper that pretty much all the top teams have. So let's look at Dubravka's stats in those areas. Now, his average length of a goal kick is in the 99th percentile, which means he just launches every single one. Only 1% of goalkeepers launch their goal kicks more often than Dubravka. So he just launches it long every single time. The average length of his goal kicks, 97th percentile, just 64 metres down the pitch. Get it away from me, right? His defensive actions outside of his penalty area, which is basically how often he comes out of his box to clear the ball out. Something Neuer made, basically, I say famous, but Neuer is the one that everyone thinks about when you think of he's coming out to the halfway line to clear the ball out, which is good for a high-pressing team. He's in the bottom 11% for that. So that's not his game either, okay? But surely, his passes completed and his short passing is excellent. Well, not really, no, because his average pass length is 41 metres, which puts him in the top 30%. So he's not playing it short, right? His pass completed and his passes attempted in launch passing, however, is very good. So when he blasts it forward, he's in the top 15% for getting it to the player who wanted it to. So that's where he's good. So he don't come out of his box, really. He doesn't really claim the ball. He can't pass. He can't do much of that sort of thing. But my God, when he boots it downfield, most of the time one of his teammates gets on the end of it. Now that for me is a top goalkeeper. That genuinely is. His pass complete. His long pass completion is 42%. That's the best stat I can find on him. I'm trying to be optimistic here. Martin Dubravka's best stat in relation to his advantage over David De Gea is his pass completion for long passes. And even that's only 42%. Give me a break, man. His save percentage is weak. His saves are bad. His shots on target against are bad. His clean sheet percentage isn't that bad. His penalty kicks allowed is through the roof. The guy is giving penalties away like no one's business. But this is our new goalkeeper and we get behind him. Okay? Why didn't we go for Keylor Navas, says Tobias? That's a great idea, actually. I don't know why we didn't go for Keylor Navas. Very good point. Andrew Naker says, just arrived to a damning description of Dubravka. It's interesting, isn't it? Because he's we would know if he was dead good, surely. He's been Newcastle's number one for like 3 years. Surely we'd know if he was good. I understand that on a loan there's less risk and all that, and we do need another option because currently we've got, David De Gea who's first choice and Tom Heaton who is third choice, and we've only got 2 goalkeepers. So that's all you need to know about Tom Heaton. We need someone to come in as that second choice option. I understand that, but if he's meant to be potentially challenging David De Gea, it's a bit worrying, isn't it? Although, get him on loan. If he's good, you spend the 5 million on him. If he's not, you don't. I do think this deal makes some sense. It's just a shame when we started off with Jan Sommer, who's a very good goalkeeper, and then we got to Kevin Trapp, who's a pretty good goalkeeper, and then we get to Dubravka, who is a number 2 average kind of goalkeeper. We need numbers in there. At some point you think, why didn't we keep Dean Henderson? I don't know the answer to that. Let's move on, shall we? Should we talk about Antony a little bit? This deal looks all but done to me. We saw last night David Ornstein saying United are confident of reaching an agreement with Ajax for Antony. Rumoured to be a new bid incoming of around 90 million euros. They want 84 million pounds for him, apparently. Apparently, we've already had a bid rejected of around 67 million pounds, which is closer to 80 million euros. It's insane money. It really is insane money. But it looks as though this deal will get done. I think it's clear that this is Manchester United's number 1 target. Many journalists have said that. Paul Hurst have said that. Romano said that. David Ornstein said that. This is United's number 1 target. And, they are going to do everything they can to get him. Romano 10 minutes ago, Man United have communicated to Antony and his camp their plan to submit a new official proposal to get the deal done as soon as possible. United will do their best to sign Antony. Total priority. Man United 5-year deal was agreed almost 10 days ago with the player. Now it's up to the clubs. So, again, he's talking here like to get this deal done as soon as possible. It's not going to happen for the weekend, obviously, but I would be genuinely surprised if we don't sign Antony now. And then it's just up to, whether he's good enough and whether he can live up to that price tag. But he's clearly a good player. Interesting, isn't it? Very exciting stuff anyway on Antony. No real updates since last night on that. The big update, really, coming out of Paul Hurst, again from that same article from the Times, is this right-back scenario. So it went from being United want 2 midfielders, a goalkeeper, a right-back, and maybe 1 or 2 wingers. Now it looks like Gakpo is off the table in the wing position. It's just Antony that we're going after. The midfield area has been quiet since we signed Casemiro. Now it's right back and goalkeeper that's heating up. And there's 3 names that seem to be on the list. Dest was one of them at Barcelona. Went there from Ajax a couple of years ago. Doesn't really play most weeks for them, but seemingly is staying at Barcelona. So that one seems to be off the cards. The other 2 are Meunier and Dumfries. Obviously, Dumfries of Inter Milan, Meunier of Borussia Dortmund. Both of them, to me, are, again, probably better than what we've got, but I don't know how great they are in terms of potential. Dumfries is 26, Meunier is 30 or 31, so it's not 2 players that are really going to progress and improve too much. But if you can get them for 10 million quid or so, and it's an option when Wan-Bissaka is sold, which again, coming from that article, Manchester United are keen to sell Aaron Wan-Bissaka before the end of the window, then it does make some sense. Denzel Dumfries has sort of jumped around Europe, Rotterdam, Heerenveen, PSV and Inter Milan for the last couple of years. He's a relatively productive player in terms of goals as well. He got 13 goals in 89 for PSV, 6 in 35 since last season for Inter Milan. So he's someone that is much more of a threat going forward than any of the right-backs we have. I think he would be a good player. The only worry is I think it would cost us probably a decent chunk of money to get him. I think Denzel Dumfries would probably be 20 to 25 million euros because Inter Milan paid 12 million for him with 2.5 more as bonuses, so 15 million euros. United are obviously going to get rinsed because that's what happens every single time we buy a player. So, consider that to be doubled before we even get in the conversation for him. But, it's interesting, isn't it? Denzel Dumfries is someone that has been a decent right back for the last 6 or 7 years. Meunier is someone that's been a decent right back for the last 10 years or so. And that's the sort of player that we're trying to get in as an option at right back. It's interesting, isn't it? That, like I said at the start, we started off with, it's not about getting any player, it's about getting the right player. And now it just seems like it's just fucking just scattergun. Whoever it hits, we'll have him. Like, just get anyone. We need any forward. We need any right back, any goalkeeper, especially those 2 positions. Just like, I don't quite understand this. The desperation has started to sink in with Ten Hag when he's actually seen what he's got in front of him. I think maybe he thought the goalie and the right backs were better than they are, because it's absolutely mad at the moment. Just we'll take any right back, and then we're just dropping through the list of goalkeepers as well. Sommer, Trapp, can't get them. Dubravka, he lives nearby. He lives 2-hour drive away. We can get him here before lunchtime. Just a bit weird from United at the moment. But I think all of these players are good options, are good backups, and maybe even could compete for that first team spot. And importantly, all of them would be inexpensive. This opens the door for, next summer or winter maybe, that a striker, a goalkeeper and a right back, you can get decent to top class players in all of those positions for under £200 million. That could be the summer transfer window next year. Obviously, we've spent 120, 130 million so far. You had a couple more cheap options. That's back up to that puts it up to around 150 million. You can go out and spend that again next season and improve these players and improve the positions that we are desperate for at the moment, which is right back, goalkeeper, and striker. It just seems slightly against what we've been hearing all summer, and that's what worries me. Is that why are you saying it's not about getting anyone, it's about getting the right one, and then now it's just we're just running through a list of players in a position that we're desperate to sign people for. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Navas is going to Napoli apparently. Where is Navas? Why are we not going in for him? That's Joe Corcoran saying Navas is going to Napoli. I don't know, obviously, whether that is happening or not, but he's a very good goalkeeper, or someone certainly that has got the calibre, the experience, the winning mentality. What did he win? Was it 3 Champions Leagues at Real Madrid? I don't know if he won the 4th or 5th, but I think he won 3. Obviously, he's been a top goalkeeper for a long time and would fit, I think, this system more than someone like Martin Dubravka. But he's on big money. He's a big player, and he's going to cost a lot more than a loan for a single season. Let's find out. Right, that's going to be all from me this morning. We'll be back for a transfers live update at 1 o'clock with all of the latest news. I expect there to be some movement on this Antony deal. A bid is imminent, apparently, for him. Hopefully, we will have a big update then, and whatever the news is going on, we will bring it to you as well. And then later on today is the preview at 4 o'clock, going through everything for the Southampton game. Man United need to keep that consistency going after the great result against Liverpool. Thank you very much for joining us. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We go live every time there's breaking news, watch-alongs, podcasts, interviews, everything. So hit that subscribe button so you see all of our content first. Hit like as well if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.